do you say when there are no words? Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging day? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea.
Indeed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the AOR Hype Energy F1 2017 Season 15 round number 8 here at Spa Francorchamps in Belgium. My name is King-Kodiak and I will be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Just myself in the commentary box. Unfortunately, Hamish is my faithful co-commentator. His internet decided to go full derp and die on him, and it's been highly unstable all day, so it has been decided that I will do this one solo. As you can see, we have got 19 drivers with us. Yes, I am hyped. I'm also half dead because this is actually my 5th commentary stint this weekend alone. So just as a quick mention, I may be a little bit scrambled because I was part of a 24-hour Le Mans event for the Virtual Endurance Championship. I was part of the commentary team, for which I did 8 hours in total spread over the 2 days. So yes, my brain is well and truly scrambled, but nothing is going to stop me from commentating Spa, I tell you that much. So we are looking at Bono Huis in the Williams. He has, haven't seen a great deal of him, but he is, let's follow him through the lap of this legendary circuit. Up onto the Camel Straight. DRS is open. He has, of course, gone through Eau Rouge, heading down to Lake On, turns 7, 8, and 9. Very easy to get it wrong, and those bumps in the middle will kill the cars if they go over them with any pace whatsoever. Down to Bruxelles, turn 10. Down to 3rd position, a little bit of a lock-up on the inside, but nothing too bad. Through 11. Now down to Pouon, the double left-hander. Glad to see a number of people are happy to see me in the commentary box. Now I can't interrupt Hamish yet. Well, that is true. But Hamish struggles as best he can to get a word in edgeways. He always says, he's very kind. He says it's not as bad as I make it out, but bless him, he does try. Through 13, 14 Campus, 15, now 16 into Stavolo, through Curve Paul Frey, now into the double left of Blanchimont as 42.5 is the first time on the board by the eSports champion Brendan Lee. Wycombe 42.9 in the McLaren. Bonihuis is now heading down to the bus stop chicane, turns 19 and 20. Let us see then what it is going to be through the final two turns. What is it for Bonihuis? It is 1:43.4. I think it's fair to say there is still time for the Williams driver to find Steve in the Haas. Look at the gap. That is very close. 51 thousandths behind the Mercedes. The Haas currently in second spot. Marcel Kiefer, who's been denied a couple of very, very close. Oh, hello. We have a new poleman already. It's the second Haas of Fabrizio Donoso. By less than a tenth. Already we're seeing the top of the field. Look at that, 800ths of a second between Donoso and Lee this time around. As mentioned earlier, Marcel Kiefer has missed out on the win by the narrowest of margins several times in this season. Let us see what he can do around this glorious circuit of Spa. Formula Danny, the current champion, in fifth, 1:42.822. Jan Fehler in the second McLaren. In sixth, 1:42.841. And 6,000ths of a second behind him is the second Mercedes of ACR Tim, who is just crawling very slowly through the track with very little fuel. There's one of the Williams coming past. Wycombe has already put his name on the board with that 1:42.9, as we saw. Few people have yet to set a time. Graham Carroll, we've seen very little of him in the Red Bull. He's just been pushed back into his garage. We're glad to see him back with us. Carey as well in the Ferrari. There's one of the Williams just coming through the shot. And is Carey on a time lap? He's not listed as out lap, so we're assuming then he is coming to the end of a time lap. Let us follow him through into the bus stop chicane once again. Nope, he's been that one. He's brought that one back in. Still no time on the board for the Ferrari car. Hamilton in the second Williams. What's he going to do? Comes into the bus stop. Does he? Nope, he comes into the pits as well. Marek in the Renault. Nope, he's done the same. Dawn Eden in the second Force India is on his outlap, so taking his time. Non-runner is also not on the timing board as yet. 13 drivers. Sam Lebert out of the back of the field with that 43.6. Just 1.2 seconds first to 13th at the moment. It's a pretty damn long lap here at Spa, comparatively speaking, so the drivers don't have long to get in, get fueled, get their tyres done, and get back out on track again. So Dawn Eden has chosen to come out at a different time to the rest, very slowly. That is down at Stavolo where he is, but he is on red fuel, so he's either out of and well, he doesn't really have enough fuel to do much with his speed. Fehler is out there, and he is just coming in as well. Currently 6th, 1:42.841, as previously mentioned. Fabrizio Donoso is out there on the top spot at the moment, and Aresi I didn't spot in the second Ferrari. 1:43.061 finds himself in 10th spot at the moment. Now, according to that, Carey has come out on the super soft tyres. He is definitely going to go for an alternate strategy, and out comes one of the Red Bulls. I'm assuming that's Graham Carroll is on the move. Possibly not. Could be the other one. Dawn Eden on a time lap then in the next Force India. We'll see what he can do. His teammate... I've forgotten who the other Force India is. See, I told you my brain is utterly scrambled. I wholeheartedly apologise in advance that I may come out with some, even by KK standards, some ridiculous nonsense. But I am here nonetheless and doing what I can. Non-runner is now why it was the Red Bull we saw coming out of the pits. So we'll see what he can do as he begins his outlap. Along with Carey on those super soft tyres, Sam Lebert has come out in the Toro Rosso alongside one of the McLarens. No good racing now, gentlemen. Is that Wycombe's? It is indeed. Oh dear, who is that? And oh, we've lost Formula Danny. That's not good. Where is he? Formula Danny is still 5th. I suspect that's, yeah, because he just started to leave the pit. I think that's a disconnection more than a voluntary leave of the session. That could be quite bad for Danny. Where is he? Oh no, he is back in the pits. I beg your pardon. I thought he was actually coming out of the pits. I misread that. A lot of people coming out for another run. I'm surprised people are leaving it so late. Formula Danny is back. Good, good, good. He might just about, if he kind of gets through the menus quick enough, he will certainly get a run in, trying to improve on that 142.8. And that was Dawn Eden, you just heard coming past. For the Force India squad, 143.125. I feel like he's not on, so I'd be surprised if he does another time lap on the Ultras, but I shouldn't be surprised by anything in this season. It is really highlighted some amazing moments. As of our poleman, Fabrizio Donoso has got, I can't tell who that is directly ahead of him, unfortunately. Nope, they disappeared out of the shot again. Steve in the second house is now beginning to wind up. Currently third. That's a great shout for him. Just 0.08 of a second. No, not even that. So 0.05 of a second. 51 thousandths of a second. Yes, of course, we highlighted that earlier. Maths failing me. Everybody is out of the pits by the look of the overlay. So Steve winding up then for another run. 1 minute 10 on the clock. It is now or never for these drivers. A lot of people still, well, indeed, 5 cars still have not got a time on the board. There's Graham Carroll, the second Red Bull. So he will be looking to try and do something. And where is still some people listed as on out laps? I don't think Formula Danny's going to make it from there with less than a minute to go. Where is Jan Fehler? Oh, he's at Stavolo, so yeah, he should make it. So Jan Fehler will have another run, but it is highly doubtful that Formula Danny is going to make it from where he is. Oh, mind you, he's got 25 seconds to get from Stavolo to the line. He might do it. He's really had to press hard, though, so he may have already taken the best edge out of those Ultras already. I'm actually curious to see whether he's going to do it. He's got 10 seconds from Blanchimont to the line. That is going to be ever so tight. 5, surely he's not going to do it. Oh, where's the line? No, he didn't! By such a narrow margin. Oh, denied another run. That was less than a car length. He did there. That was so close. But Formula Danny will start no higher than 5th position. Veloci Dawn Eden will start no higher than 12th, as you can see. Who is out there? Donoso currently on the pole with 142.452. In the house, Brendan Lee, the championship dominator so far. He is coming through Stavolo and through Blanchimont. I think Donoso was actually slightly further ahead. Oh no, beg your pardon. He's just coming through Campus, so he's slightly further behind. Steve has crossed the line. He will start no higher than 3rd. He didn't improve. Bono Huis jumped up to 6th. Marek up to 4th in the Renault. Great run there. 142.756. ACL Raven. Well played, sir. A Native American is in the Toro Rosso. Brendan Lee has put his name with a 141.966. Oh my goodness me! What a impressive time by the Mercedes. Marcel Kiefer, 142.3. That in itself is an impressive time. Can Donoso improve? There's yellow flags out there in Sector 2. He doesn't improve. He will start from 3rd. My goodness me, what a stunner by the esports champion, by the championship leader. Brendan Lee, a 141.966. Yellows in Sector 2, but we don't know who it is. As we see the McLaren of Jan Fehler currently in 12th. 142.841. Does he improve? Answer is we don't know is the answer to that, because he was the last man on track. Nope, he will start in 12th position. That is job done. But my goodness me, Brendan Lee. I know we go on about him a lot, but come on, half a second ahead of everybody else. Whether you're a fan or a hater, you've got to admit that is a stunner from the Mercedes driver, 141.966. Marcel Kiefer 2. The two Haas, Fabrizio Donoso and Steve, 3 and 4. The second Mercedes of Timp in 5th position. Marek 6th, Aresi 7, Graham Carroll in the Red Bull 8, and Raven 9, and Bono Huis rounds out the top 10. What a belter! Just sending a message. Apologies for that. Oh, bit of a argy-bargy between the butts there. One of the Ferraris getting thrown into the wall at at Les Combes. That's a rather... Hopefully that's not a foresight of things to come. Well, well. Oh, now we got some... I thought it was wet weather for a moment. That's just overcast. Of course, the drivers will know what weather to expect. But we will see then what this race holds. 19 drivers. I'm very glad to see we have got more towards the full grid. It is Velocity Photon, who sadly is unwell for this evening's race. It's a great shame that that is the case for him, but we wish you a speedy recovery. So 19 drivers, 5 seconds, ready or not, we are heading down to the grid. And that is it. Ready or not, here we go, the 5 lights. Line number 4, line number 5, and Velocity Tornado's already got a jump start penalty. Wind them up and let them go. Brendan Lee with a belting pole time. Can he hold off Marcel Kiefer? The Pink Panthers had a pretty good start, but doesn't overhaul the Mercedes. Oh, what a move by Marcel Kiefer in the Force India, trying to get an undercut on the Mercedes. Was not having any of that. And of course, that's actually Tornado that's fallen to the back. He's actually already ghosted. But look at this. Now, it's often said that starting on pole is a bit of a disadvantage due to the length of the Camel Straight. We've got a red, yellow in sector 1. That's Tornado already gone. His day has gone terrible. In the second Force India, but his teammate is already pushing for the lead. Look at that, the two Haas side by side coming through. Les Combes, the second Mercedes of Tim, trying to do something about it. That could end in tears. Still side by side, that's Haas and Mercedes. Donoso holding on to third. Steve now getting a great inside line on his teammate, and still they maintain their positions. What a great start. But a lot of battling going on. I can't see any discarded bits of carbon fibre as yet, so didn't see any particular impact going on. Oh, Tim getting very, very wide there through Blanchimont, and he now continues to chase the two Haas, but that is actually allowing the top two, Brendan Lee and Marcel Kiefer, to run off already. And let's just bring up who is on what tyres. We can see, oh dear, Resi in the Ferrari has fallen right the way back. I said there may not have been any discarded carbon fibre, but his race has gone disastrously wrong. And he finds himself already 5.5 seconds off the back of the pack. No such disasters for the top two as Brendan Lee continues to lead the race, but Donoso is still fighting his teammate on the inside end towards the bus stop. Bit of a locker by Donoso, and that is then the inside line for Steve. Oh, what a great drive then for Donoso. Steve just lit up the rears, and now Tim's getting involved again. Can he do something against the two Haas? Again, a lock-up coming into La Source. Does not make it happen as yet. What an excellent race so far. We're only on the beginning of lap 2. Further back, you've got Marek and Graham Carroll. The Red Bulls had a decent start, up a couple of positions. Formula Danny started a long way down. He's on different tyres, I've just realised. Yeah, we've got some... Now that is interesting. I didn't expect to see ultra soft and softs. But, you know, if you want to try something different, why the devil not? We're on board with... Whoa, my goodness me! That was Formula Danny! A great outside manoeuvre coming into Les Combes to take 7th from the Renault on the harder tyres. My goodness me, he is very confident of what he can do in that particular car at the moment. Let's get my... particular thing sorted out. There we go, there's a little bit more like it. Let's jump back up to the Haas pairing. They've now started to separate. Marcel Kiefer is keeping that Mercedes good and true. Look at that, still no DRS open to them. Marcel Kiefer having a look on the outside coming into campus. Doesn't get it done just yet. Brendan Lee very firmly slamming that door shut. And the Pink Panther having to stay behind the Mercedes at the moment. We know how good these two are. We've seen how often they've crossed swords, but Fabrizio Donoso, now that he's free of his teammate, is beginning to close in a little bit on the top two. Don't discount the Haas just yet. Donoso's had a very up and down season, but he is not out of it at all by any stretch. When the DRS comes into play, he could well be right there for the taking. Tim is nailed to the back of Steve as well as they come round to complete lap number 2. Oh, is Max in trouble? And Marcel Kiefer now getting his aim of the fastest lap ball. The Renault side by side with ACR Raven as they now come through to come up to the source once again. The Toro Rosso on the inside. The yellow, the soft-shod Renault, if I can get my words out at all, just about managing to fend off Bonohuis and Carl Hamilton in the Williams pair. And goodness me, is so close towards the tail end of the field. I mean, that's incredible. Now DRS is open to our drivers, and I think that is going to leave Raven very much a sitting duck. Look at this. Oh my goodness me, that was someone trying to make that 4 wide. That was only ever going to end in tears. Raven has lost 2 positions, the Camel Straight alone with the Renault of Max and then the Williams of Bonohuis. And oh no, that's Denoso that spun it. He spun it at Bruxelles. He's so lucky that car ghosted. So very lucky. That could have been the biggest disaster in AOR history. And oh no, who's that has gone off? That's Raven. That's ACR Raven that has fallen by the wayside. What a great shame. He was having a great battle, but he has fallen through the field. Oh no, he's just spinning up his tires. I wondered if he had damage on that car. No, not quite. Carl Hamilton's had trouble as well. He's fallen through the field. But let's check back in with this battle going on everywhere, exactly as we would expect, really. The top 2, Brendan Lee, Marcel Kiefer, have royally broken away. Oh no, we've lost Carl Hamilton. We've lost one of the Williams. What has happened to him? And there he is. Oh no, he was on the soft tyres. That's coming up to Stavolo. Oh no, what a tragedy for the Williams. We've lost 2. We haven't even done 4 laps yet. And 2 cars have gone from this race. But jumping back up to the front, and Denoso is the first man to open up the penalty scoring. ACR Tim trying to do something with Steve right ahead of him. That is what it looks like from his perspective. He is chasing that pass up Eau Rouge once again. And ACR Raven has come into the pits, so he didn't come away unscathed from that incident that we saw his Toro Rosso involved in. Surely this is going to be an easy move for the Mercedes. DRS open with some slipstream as well. We can see some going on behind him. He's still got to get it done when he comes into Lecom, and he does indeed. ACR team moves up into 3rd position, but slightly further back, Danny is still on the move on those harder tyres. My goodness me, either that is incorrect. He is indeed on the Ultras. We'll see when he comes in. That will confirm what tyres he started on. But I'm pretty sure that should be Ultras, as he did start within the top 10 and he didn't qualify on those yellow mount tyres. I'm pretty certain of that. So, but Formula Danny is absolutely flying at the moment. Let's just see how many positions he's gone up, if I can get the right thing. No, not that one. That one. So he's actually up 6 from where he originally started. Max and Carey up 7, so a great start for them. Denoso down there in 14th. A terrible start. But Formula Danny has burned up a lot of fuel. He's in slightly negative fuel. It's something he can easily correct as the race goes on. But Brendan Lee, yet again, a master of the strategy, not just in pits, but in fuel management as well. He is 2.5 laps to the good. Marcel Kiefer chasing him is slightly negative fuel. So that forced India having to run very rich to try and keep the Mercedes in check. Still a long way to go though. It's of course a 50% race, that much we know. 22 laps of this beautiful circuit for our drivers had to contend with. There is Tim, still fending off the house of Steve. Steve having DRS open again. But look behind, so many cars in very short succession. And that is the kind of racing we expect to see. Aresi has come into the pits as well from 16th for the Ferrari team. So his day hasn't worked out. But there, look at that. There is Formula Danny. Look how he's broken away from Graham Carroll. Wow, he is really shifting now in the Sauber. And before long, he is going to be in DRS range of the 2 ahead. He hasn't got DRS at the moment. It's not within that all-crucial 1 second range. Steve could not get alongside ACR team as well. So they continue to fall behind the top 2. 3.5 seconds separates ACR team and Marcel Kiefer. But the Force India is staying right with Brendan Lee at the moment. But he is burning a lot of fuel doing it. As you can see on the overlay, Brendan has stuck it in rich and is 2.5 laps to the good at least. As Denoso and Jan Failure are swapping position down there in 30th position. Oh wow, that was a very brave move to attempt the outside heading through, what is that? That's Puon. Again, brain completely died on me there. And there's Sam the Bear. We haven't really spoken about him a great deal. Right with him as well. So there is still battling going on through the field. And look at this! Good God! Formula Danny is absolutely flying. He was out of DRS range. He's gained a second in a lap, essentially, on the two ahead. Which, again, I mean, he is quite a fair way in negative fuel at the moment. So we will see if that kind of comes to bite him. And Steve, have a look at the inside, but Tim actually goes into the pits then, so that I think is more of a scheduled pit stop then for, and Graham Carroll's also in as well. What tyres does ACR Tim go on to? We'll leave the battle with soft tyres going onto the Mercedes. Oh no, super soft tyres. No, it is soft tyres. Game is not wanting to tell me. Graham Carroll, I would imagine it's going to be ultra soft and softs. That seems a pretty sensible strategy. Marcel Kiefer is right with Brendan Lee once again. I would imagine DRS is actually open. Oh, it might not be actually. He seems to have stayed right behind the Mercedes. So it could be that we've seen DRS open on cars. So, wow, look at that. Outside of Les Combes, Formula Danny is absolutely flying. He's nailed the Haas. And on he continues. He's got 4.8 to gain to the two ahead. He is a man possessed. Absolutely stunning performance by the Sauber at the moment. We'll see if he's able to maintain that pace. If he is able to keep going, he might actually be on the harder tyres after all. But again, it all depends on when he comes in. But Danny he's going to have to fuel save before too much longer. He's got a fair number of laps to go, and he will gain half a lap worth of fuel relatively easily. It is possible that overlay is incorrect. It has happened before. There are the two Renaults. They're still fighting in short succession with Carey in very short succession. Don't go too wide there. And Marek is the lead Renault at the moment. Max is doing what he can to fend off Carey. That is what it looks like from the Ferrari's perspective. That's the one I was looking for. Oh, Marek's a little bit wide. Oh, Max then having a look on the outside of his teammate with Carey looking to make it 3 wide coming into the bus stop. Oh no, there's a Renault sandwich to the Ferrari on the outside. Massive contact, and Carey has gone up into effectively fourth position with other people pitting. Marcel Kiefer and Steve have come in. Marek did choose to jump straight into the pits. I'm not really surprised. Bono, Quiz and Fabrizio Donoso. 5 people jumping into the pits. What a move by the Ferrari. Good grief. That was, well, that was quite an ambitious move. There may well be some words said about that, because poor old Marek had absolutely nowhere to go. His teammate on the inside, and Carey's tried to break the toe that Max had on him, but to no avail. It didn't look like there was DRS on the Renault. It may have failed, or it could be a visual glitch. Wycombs is now up to 5th position in the McLaren. Oops, a little bit wide on the exit of Les Combes, but won't have cost him too much time. But I'm keeping an eye very much on this man, Formula Danny, who I thought was going to be starting on the Ultras, but is appearing to be on the soft tyres and has been absolutely flying for a while and still burning up quite a lot of fuel. He's going to be quite a lot of negative fuel if he carries on like that. Brendan Lee has been burning up his fuel a little bit. He's down 2.2 laps near enough in the good. And he will be coming in, the last of the ultra soft runners. He will be coming in very, very soon. So we will see at what point Formula Danny chooses to come in. If he is on these soft tyres, he will be coming in around about 10 laps time, give or take. So that is what's going to be the real indicator as to what tyres he's on. Surely Brendan's coming in now. Yes, he does. Formula Danny continues. So that is kind of, he's giving more to the credence that he is actually on the soft tyres. I'm hoping that that graphic in the bottom right is incorrect. But I can't believe Danny hasn't switched out of rich. It would explain why he's been absolutely flying. But what we're not seeing is the switch down to standard lean, which all the drivers do, and he's just continuing to burn rich. Unfortunately, it does happen on occasion where that graphic is incorrect. And Brendan is going to come out. He came up behind Marcel. Now that is quite crucial. Now Marcel is one for trying the contra strategy. There's Tim just behind, so I don't think that pit stop has actually worked very well for Brendan Lee. He comes out in 9th position behind Marcel Kiefer. Marcel is, of course, on the softer rubber, as we can see. So that could actually go quite... It really depends. I've said this before, where we think something's going to go wrong for Brendan. Oh, Jan Fehler, just a touch on the grass there on the exit of Lake Arm. But we will see. We will see how that works out. I'm surprised Marcel's going for a two-stop at Spa, but we'll see. It wouldn't be the first time he's almost made a contra-strategy work, as Wycombe has overhauled the second Renault of VP Max. And the McLaren now up to third position, and Formula Danny now 6.2 seconds away in the lead. So either he is burning up his fuel, and he's still listed as being enriched. He's either burning his tank absolutely dry and just going to coast towards the tail end of the race, or, as we say, that graphic is incorrect. Although, mind you, Carey is showing us 1.5 laps in the negative. So I'm not going to put too much faith in that particular graphic. But look behind: Wycombe, Max, non-runner, Fehler, all in a very, very short succession. The Renault right on the McLaren's gaze, but that's a little bit too deep into the bus stop chicane as Carey comes in. That's a little early if he is indeed on those soft tyres. I'm surprised to see a soft tyre runner coming in, but yeah, they know their car better than anybody else. That, of course, promotes everybody. Where does Carey come out? So catch up with his name. There he is. He's gone for the super softs. Fair enough. So he may well be on a two-stop strategy as well. Denoso. Well, those the soft tyres are definitely the one to be running, it would seem. Denoso finds himself in 15th position. And look at that. That's Marek that's right on the Ferrari's case. This is for 12th position. So they come up through a ridge onto the camel straight once more. That's not a great camera, unfortunately. So let's jump back up to this particular battle up front. This is a battle for second. There you've got McLaren, Renault, Red Bull, and McLaren again. What a great gaggle of cars going on here. On board with Jan Fehler. He's got a great ringside seat. What's going on here? They come through. Who-on once more. And Marek and Carey continue their battle for 12th position. Ooh, careful, Fehler. Don't take too much curb on the inside there. The game won't like you for that. But Danny now leading by 7.5 seconds. He is not wasting any time and building up a lead very, very much so at the front of the pack. We will see whether that strategy works well for him. Marcel Kiefer on the softer rubber is on the tail of Sam Lebert. He needs to clear every car as quickly as he can. Sam Lebert goes over to the racing line, and Marcel Kiefer is going to go to the inside. He's going to have the apex for the first part of the bus stop chicane. Pretty standard overtake for the Force India. There's Brendan Lee. So Brendan not wanting to fall too far behind as well. He wants to keep that Force India very much in his sights, but already Marcel Kiefer is absolutely tantalizingly close to DRS range, to the great big pack ahead of him. And no one setting a new fastest lap at the moment. I'm a little surprised that it doesn't belong to Marcel Kiefer at the moment. Of course, it has changed, but we haven't been... Oh, was that a braking board that just died? Side by side then, Renault and Red Bull coming into the first part of Lake Arm. And that is well defended by Max. Then that's going to push them into the clutches of this charging Force India behind them. That's allowing Wycombe to start to sprint off into the distance as well. Look at this. Massive, great big queue of cars. Third, right the way down to 8th. That's Max down to Brendan Lee. Oh, goodness me. That's a very, very wide line by Max on the exit of turn 11, on the exit of Bruxelles. Oh, that's another wide line there by Jan Fehler. Wow, Marcel Kiefer flies through on the inside of Pouon. Just about gets it done before the campus chicane. You want to talk about a man possessed. Marcel Kiefer is wanting to get his strategy to work. He's on that two-stop unless by some miracle he makes those super soft last a very, very long time. And again, look at the background. There's Brendan Lee that's wanting to keep up with that Force India as well. He's just got past Jan Fehler. Oh, just about. Just manages to tuck in front of the McLaren before they get through Blanchimont. Absolutely fantastic action. Marcel was trying his best to get away from Brendan Lee no matter what he tries. That Mercedes has an answer for him. But of course, Marcel Kiefer is burning up the fuel that he has stored. Maybe that was the intention. And Marcel was actually in negative fuel last time we chatted. And Carre on those supersofts and then gets the new fastest lap, 1:46.242. Of course, that will continue to descend as the cars get lighter. Marcel Kiefer then through a rouge, now straight on non-runner's case. And it doesn't look like the Force India has DRS open, but by the fact he's able to keep up with non-runner who does have DRS open, I would imagine that is incorrect. Through Lake Arm. He's closing in, he's got to pick his moment well, he's going to go for an inside manoeuvre at Bruxelles. A little bit of touch on the grass on non-runner, that's made that a lot easier for the Force India, and through into third. Through into fourth, beg your pardon, for Marcel Kiefer. Now third in his sights of VP Max. Brendan Lee will want to do the very same move, and there he goes already. And non-runner in the Red Bull running a little bit wide on the exit of Bruxelles, and that has gifted the Mercedes the position. Marcel Kiefer now on the back of VP Max. Wycombs has gone 2.8 seconds down the road from this particular battle. Oh, both the Renault and the Force India running a little bit wide, coming towards Stabilo. But yet again, here comes Brendan Lee. He is straight on the attack. He is not wanting to let anybody go. And now on the outside, oh goodness me, the Force India goes to the outside, the Mercedes goes to the inside of Blanchimont. A little bit of wheel banging going on there. And Brendan Lee looking to take the pair of them coming into the bus stop chicane. Can he get the inside for the next apex? He does. But the Renault's still there. That manoeuvre's not finished yet. Brendan Lee is trying to defend from absolutely everybody. What a move by Brendan Lee. Here, talking about Formula Danny being alive. Wow, that came out of absolutely nowhere. And Brendan Lee now up to second. His pit stops are done. And Marcel Kiefer's still behind the Renault. So he's still got work to do. Formula Danny has come in the pits. And he comes out in 10th position. Also on the super soft tyres. Comes out right behind Graham Carroll. So he's still got a lot of work to do. Marcel Kiefer does manage to claim the Renault, on the Camel Straight. And now he's going to want... That's going to be devastating for Marcel Kiefer. He did not want that Mercedes back in front of him so soon. Goodness me. Wow. That's just completely taking me by surprise. Brendan Lee still putting in the absolutely incredible moves to catch various people, myself included, by surprise. Sam Lebert has got a great ringside seat for non-runner and Max. Max went on to the... Oh, that's very wide by both the Renault and the Red Bull. Then Sam Lebert could nail the pair of them before he gets to campus. No, but Timp does. Wow, Timp, the second Mercedes, came out of nowhere and has claimed the Renault. I can't believe that there's so much of the field still in very, very short succession to one another. And, oh, we got a problem in Sector 2, apparently. No, that one's gone. That could have been Jan Fehler towards the tail in the McLaren. He's fallen to 17th and last. And Formula Danny has got past Max as well. That was coming through Blanchimont. Of course, Formula Danny on the soft rubber. He needs to make that strategy work as well. So he is looking to basically copy what Marcel Kiefer is doing. So we will see. And in comes Max. Now that's where I would kind of expected the soft runners to have come in for their first stop. Although I thought it was going to be closer to 17, but they've opted for now. In comes non-runner Sam Lebert and VP Max. I would think it's going to be super soft for all of them. Max is the last one to pit, and it does indeed look like it's going to be super soft for him. It is indeed. Actually, ultras. Okay. And a very, very long hold. Now that I didn't expect. A terrible, terrible stop then for the Renault of VP Max. Why he was held for so long is a bit of a mystery. Oh, Tim and Steve are resuming their battle. This is for fourth. The Mercedes trying to muscle his way past the Haas, but he has got Formula Danny on his tail as well. If we go on board with the Sauber, that is what it looks like. Ringside seat for this particular battle. The Haas of Steve trying to defend for all he is worth against the Mercedes of Tim and the charging Sauber of Formula Danny coming through Blanchimont once again. Oh, then that was Tim had a little bit of a wide line coming through Blanchimont, but it was okay for him. Oh, Formula Danny, I think, closed in a little bit quicker than he might have expected on Tim there. Coming through campus towards Stabilo. Paul Frey. What can they do this time? Now is it going to be an opportunity for Formula Danny to try and usurp Temp from that 5th position? Has he got anything left in those tyres? He's been pushing like crazy because he's actually in lead now. So Formula Danny now having to pay attention to his fuel, and Wycombs is in from the lead of the race. In comes the McLaren then. So lap 14 was as far as Wycombs went. And Carey again getting his name on the fastest lap board. He goes up to 7th. It's surely going to be super soft for Wycombs. It is indeed. And out he comes and kills his pit crew once again. Once more, the battle for the lead is down to these two, Brendan Lee and Marcel Kiefer. But the advantage very much with the Force India at the moment, although he's got 1.7 seconds of 1.7 laps rather of fuel in his favour. Brendan 1.2, so he has burnt up quite a bit of the stock that he had. Could have been by design. And another change of position is here for 6th position. Carey, the current fastest lap holder, has gone past Graham Carroll for 6th position. But let's not forget this battle now for 3rd with Wycombs pit stop. Wycombs is right on it, rest his case, but that pit stop put him down in 12th place. That's still how bunched up this this particular battle. Through Paul 1 again. And I think Formula Danny may have burned the best out of those tyres, but he's doing the best with it that he possibly can. He's very, very close to Tim through campus into Stavolo once more. And there you can see that's Carey, who's on a bit of a charge as well. Formula Danny's got to get past him if he wants to keep that position. Sounds a little bit obvious, but he's got that Ferrari really bearing down on him. What's Formula Danny going to be able to do? Is he going to make a move to the inside of the bus stop? Tim guards that inside line. And no, Formula Danny's going to have to pick another moment, but Tim's gone a little bit deep. Can Formula Danny get the switch back on the Mercedes? Not quite. It's going to be back under DRS. Is he going to have a look on the inside of the source? He's positioned for it. He's gone for it. Oh, that's so close to the wall. Enough racing room and no more. Granted to the Sauber by ACR team, but that is not done. They're going to have to go side by side through Eau Rouge. Oh, well defended by the Mercedes. Tim just had enough drive to maintain that position ahead of the Sauber and through, before even Eau Rouge. He has managed to maintain the position. Now, Danny once again piling the pressure on Kenny. Whoa, well played. He managed to just cut in front of Tim at Lecom. And that is job done at the moment, at least, for Formula Danny. He has gone up to 4th position. Brilliantly played. Oh no, Wycombs is in the pits again. He had to come in the pits again. That's such a shame. He was doing so well. And suddenly he's come to the pits again. We assume that he had damage on that McLaren. That's all come undone then for him. And Marcel Kiefer now has fallen outside of DRS range of Brendan Lee. So I would think, oh, and look how wide the Force India went through. That was through Stavolo. Through campus leading up to Stavolo, rather. So it could be that Marcel Kiefer has burned the best out of those tyres. I would expect to see him again. Oh, we've lost Marek. Oh no, from 9th place, the Renault has disconnected. A shame, what a great shame. I mean, the field was so closely bunched together. One mistake by anybody could have gifted him quite a few positions. Now, Massa chooses not to come in at the moment. He's still chasing that lead Mercedes. And Formula Danny is chasing Steve as well. He wants that next podium position. ACR Tim has got Carey for company. Oh, big locker then for the Mercedes. The Ferrari wants to try and muscle his way past. Tim playing the defensive game yet again. And coming through Eau Rouge. Now the Ferrari wants to get a decent run, which he does. He's got quite a bit more momentum as he comes onto the camera straight. Oh, wow, that was close. But, bit of a wheel bang there. Carey reminding ACR Tim that he's here. And that is going to be 5th position to the Ferrari before they get through Lecom. Very nicely done. Formula Danny is still keeping the pressure on the house of Steve as they come through Bruxelles. It does seem like any moment that Formula Danny is going to strike, but how long can he keep those super soft tyres running for? Marcel Kiefer's tried it and he's falling away from the Mercedes. 1.5 seconds is Brendan Lee's lead at the moment. But this battle, Steve is just shy of 5 seconds behind the lead pair, so they're not under any immediate pressure from anybody else. Steve having a pretty good run then. I would expect that he doesn't have to come into the pits. And Formula Danny is maintaining that pressure. VP Max actually came out on ultra soft tyres. He's just usurped his teammate for 14th position. I can see on the overlay Formula Danny, he's gaining on Steve. He's going to have a look at the inside of the bus stop, but doesn't get alongside enough to make the move. There's the Ferrari of Carey. He's now going to try a switch back on the Haas. No, he doesn't get the traction when he needs it. He's got to keep an eye on his fuel, though. We are very quickly running out of laps here at Spa, as well as people running out of tyres, I imagine. And again, you heard the rev just spike there. Formula Danny spinning up the rears, but he's left that one in lane. He's going to have to. He's got to recoup the negative fuel he's in, otherwise he will not see the flag. Although, mind you, never mind. He's got the momentum to do it anyway. He might be in lean, but he's going to get the job done before he gets to Lake On. Does he? Side by side, the sound of the house, and that is that job done? Yes, it is. Oh, that was very close. Formula Danny goes up into third position whilst in lean. That's pretty impressive, you gotta say, as we're starting to see the fastest lap tumble. And now Carey is involved in this particular battle as well. So yet again, another third, fourth and fifth position battle going on, with Formula Danny now leading this train. Coming through Pouan once more. Steve is already falling off the back of Formula Danny. 5 seconds and what will be 5 laps to gain that. I think that's going to be a little bit too much. And Marcel Kiefer now 2 seconds off the back of Brendan Lee. There's no point Marcel Kiefer pitting again. That would drop him almost out of the... Well, I think it would drop him out of the points. So he's just going to have to limp that car home. His strategy has backfired. Unfortunately, it was worth a try, but did not pay off this time around, and Steve is falling into the clutches of Carey. So Steve's job is not finished yet. He's going to have to defend from the super soft shod Ferrari. So there was definitely merit in the strategy, but it would seem that Marcel jumped on those tyres a little bit too early and has not paid off as a result. Brendan Lee leads by 2.3 seconds from Marcel Kiefer. Quite a number of times this season we have had those two leading the way. Formula Danny in third by 4.5 seconds. Still has Steve in DRS range, but Steve has got a looming Ferrari in his mirrors as they come down the Kemmel Straight. There's Tim in the background. It's not been a brilliant race for him in the next Mercedes, but he is pressing on nonetheless, as Carey continues to pile the pressure on the Haas of Steve. ACR Tim, as you can see in the background there, 1.6 seconds down from this particular battle. Graham Carroll in the Red Bull, there he is in the 7th position. Donoso had a very promising start, but a very early spin sent him right the way down. Bono Huis in the Williams in 9th position. Rounding out the points is Sam Lebert for the Toro Rosso, but he's still got a Resi and Jan Fehler not too far behind, so he can't afford to relax at the moment. Let's jump back up to this battle here. 3rd, 4th and 5th. Formula Danny has broken away a little bit from Steve. He's almost broken DRS range to the Haas. So Formula Danny, let's just check on what his fuel amount is. He's actually back in positive fuel just, so he doesn't have to fuel save much more. Carey's got 1.5 laps to the good, and Steve has got 1 lap to the good. So you can see that he's switching fuel mixtures quite a bit. This is a fairly normal practice unless you're trying to save the fuel. And that again also puts credence to how well Formula Danny's done. Is he's done a lot of this racing lean and still been passing people. He's been passing very quick people as well. So to be fair, everybody in F1 is very, very fast. They are the best of AOR PC racers in this particular league. Oh, Carey getting very, very twisty at the top of Eau Rouge. Managed to hold it. That was looking back at ACR Tim. That's what 2.3 seconds looks like to these things. And Steve is now out of DRS range of Formula Danny. Oh, Carey's giving himself a 3-second penalty. Oh, a little bit of a touch of the grass. That will, if the race finished now, that would gift the position to ACR Tim. So he would lose that 5th position. We will see if Tim is able to hang on enough to take advantage of that penalty. There's been very few penalties in this race, which I am always glad to see. Oh, that's very wide coming through P1. But then he could have been opting to take a slightly wider line to actually make use of some of the aerodynamics. Because certainly through P1 is when you definitely need the downforce, to be fair. Oh, again, running rather wide. Coming up to campus. Now through Stavilo and Paul Frey once more. 3 laps to go. Oh, we have a problem in Sector 2. Don't see anybody falling through the field, so that was a very brief yellow flag. We don't know who that was. This is the closest battle we have at the moment. The Ferrari then sizing up the Haas. He had a look on the inside, but he's too far back. Oh, we've lost Car Hamilton. Another disconnection has occurred. Where was he? Oh, he DNF'd very early on, so he's now left the session. And again, you saw the Ferrari have a look on the inside, but did not fancy his chances into the source. 3 laps to go. We are on lap 20 of 22 here at Spa Francorchamps, and the race has absolutely flown by. It has been action from lights to flag, and look at the rate of knots that the Ferrari of Carey was able to get on the house. He's not got it done. He's going to have the outside. Whoa, that was very close. That could have been a Hamilton-Rosberg moment there at the top of Les Camps, or the beginning part of Les Camps. Jan Fehler is needing to pit again, so not gone well. It was early promise for the McLaren pairing, Wycombs and Jan Fehler, that sadly has unravelled for them as the race continues. That is the nature of the beast. Steve falls another position, but Carey, of course, has got that penalty that he's got to overcome. And at the moment, he will lose that position back to Steve, but ACR Team has fallen away from that particular battle. He's now 3.2 behind Steve, and Carey's got to really get on with it. He's got very little time to try and overcome that 3-second deficit. Formula Danny has been reeling in Marcel Kiefer. I think Marcel's had to settle for that second place. He's burnt the best out of those tyres. There goes Brendan Lee out of the shot, 3.5 seconds to the good. And it seems highly unlikely that Brendan is going to fall foul of anything. As oh no! Formula Danny from 3rd! The Sauber's disconnected! What a disaster for the current champion! He is out of the race. Oh no! But just as I was saying, and his ghost decides to pit his car just to add insult to injury. Literally just saying that a disaster can happen to anyone, and just before I even commentated Kirsten with the words, it has happened to Formula Danny. He is going to be out of the pits. Formula Danny has rejoined, but his AI has stuck him in the pits for ultra soft tyres for 2 laps. And out of the point, it's going to have to be a godlike drive from the champion to recover anything at all. That puts him down in 12th. Is he actually back in his car? He rejoined the session. He has not been able to rejoin his car. Oh no, that is disaster then. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3, but I don't know who for. VP Max gets his name on the fastest lap board. Very nicely done. Oh, what a travesty for Formula Danny. That is absolutely unreal. Steve is keeping up with Carey though. Whether Carey is aware of the fact that the Ferrari has a penalty, we will only know post-race. So Steve still on to maintain that 3rd position. 3.5 seconds is the gap out front for Brendan Lee over Marcel Kiefer. We are on the penultimate lap. And that just goes to show. And yeah, Formula Danny has left in disgust. I am not surprised. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. But that is the nature of sim racing. Anything can happen. And it just so happened to Formula Danny this time. So Steve continues to try to keep up with Carey, but he doesn't have to keep up to a point of having to attack for that particular position. He just needs to stay within 3 seconds and he will inherit that podium spot back. Brendan Lee in the Mercedes has started lap 22, the final lap. There in the background of the shot, you can see the Force India of Marcel Kiefer in 2nd. Carey in the Ferrari, a great result for what's been quite a torrid season for the Ferrari. but unfortunately due to that penalty he had, he will sadly be demoted, unless of course Steve makes a mistake in this final lap, or unless the disconnection gremlins decide to kick in again. Not wishing that at all, just saying it's a possibility. Steve staying within DRS range of the Ferrari. ACR Tim, there he is in 5th position in the Mercedes. It's been a kind of fairly quiet race comparatively so for him. There in the background, there's Graham Carroll in 6th with Donoso, who's had a fairly decent recovery charge, to be fair. He finds himself in 7th, who barely looked at. I thought it was a little bit slow coming through Bruxelles, but we did see Graham Carroll lock up, and Jan Failer, 16th. Well, he's on the ultra soft tyres. Why not go for the fastest lap? You need something to aim for, I guess. Bono Huis finds himself in 8th position in the Williams, with Sam Lebert in 9, and Non-Runner is going to round out the points paying positions, unless, of course, some strange disaster befalls those ahead of him. Brendan Lee is pretty much taking it easy now. He managed to hang on to a third of a lap's worth of fuel heading towards the end. He comes into the bus stop for the final time. Big lockup, doesn't matter, he doesn't need those tyres again. Your winner here at Spa Francorchamps, yet another win on the board for the Mercedes. It is Brendan Lee coming home to take the top spot. Marcel Kiefer tried the alternate strategy once more, did not pay off for the Force India. Carey is indeed demoted out of that podium spot due to the penalty. Steve in the house, great recovery for him for his season. ACR Tim comes across the line in 5th, Graham Carroll in 6th, Bono Huis does indeed take 7th, Sam Lebert 8th, Non-Runner 9, and Fabrizio Donoso is actually demoted out of the points. What a shame, because he was having such a great recovery drive. But again, due to penalties, that actually put Aresi in the 2nd Ferrari up into the points paying positions. Wycombs, there he is in the McLaren, heads home a 3-way train of him, Raven, and oh, careful, don't take Raven's nose off. So Wycombs, Raven, VP Max cross the line. The ghosted Formula Danny came across the line in 15th. VP Marek, a lap down, has already crossed the line, and the fastest lap holder is going to be the next McLaren of Jan Failer. Wow. Unbelievable. What a race, full of thrills and spills. Whew. My voice, it can't take much more, but wow, that is absolutely incredible. Podium celebrations then, and why not, before we head over to the driver interviews. Once again, it is the British and German flags occupying the top 2 spots. This time, it is a Hungarian flag again, but it is this time for the other house. We're used to seeing Formula Danny in the 3rd spot. He's scored a few of those this season, but it is the other house of Steve that has taken it this time. Right, let's see who wants to talk to us, shall we? Okie dokie then. Let us see who we can find. Get my interview music going. Let's turn that down a little bit so we can actually hear anybody. Right. We have got Formula Danny, Brendan Lee, Marcel Kiefer, and Tip. Let's grab all of them over and usually break up a conversation going on between these guys. And yep, I did once again. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the commentary box. It is just myself, as Hamish, sadly, his internet decided to die just before going live. So, well, where to start? I want to talk to our race winner, Brendan Lee. 5 on the bounce now, I believe it is. That must have been, I mean, you must have realised that Marcel yet again was doing a contra strategy. Did that concern you, or were you pretty confident in the strategy you had to start with?
Well, throughout the first couple of laps, I was watching the crowd of cars from around P10 on the minimap, and I could see if I was going to pit lap 6, we was going to catch up eventually to them, providing they was on an alter strategy like they were. So I thought I might as well take the pain, go an extra lap longer, lose a couple seconds, but gain all that back and some more in the dirty air in traffic, and it worked out perfectly. That
incredible move. You sprang it out of nowhere as far as we were concerned, taking, through bus stop, taking 2 cars, one of which was Marcel Kiefer. Was that a case of I will throw it in there and hope it sticks, or were you just kind of thinking, no, that is definitely going to work? That surely was a... You couldn't have planned that one, surely.
I saw him a bit slow coming out the final sector. I saw Marcel go to the outside. I was like, okay, the door's open on the inside, and then yeah, it just worked out perfectly.
Absolutely.
Not much more to say about it.
Absolutely incredible. Well, at least I'm glad to be talking to you two and not have the kind of trouble that we had a few races ago where you were piggybacking one another. Glad we didn't have that one at least. Marcel Kiefer, come over to you now. It's such a shame. I mean, it seems you're determined to make the Contra strategy work, but yet again, just didn't seem to hold out for you. Did the tyres die before the end, or was it that move into bus stop that kind of undid everything you were trying to do?
It wasn't really a counter strategy. I knew that Brandon and I got this, but when I saw Dani popping out on P3 with a different strategy, because I knew he started outside of the top 10, I thought, okay, maybe I should go in because I don't know what is going to happen in the traffic sections. So yeah, I thought I need to pit in lap 6. It paid off kind of, because I did a massive undercut on Brandon. But yes, unfortunately the traffic at the later stages, like the overtake from Brandon around the outside at the bus stop, cost me quite a lot of time. And I mean, fair enough, he saw the gap and he took it, so props to him for that. He did an amazing job today, and in the first few laps I think both of us, Brandon and I, were pretty sure about not really battling and just driving away from the others, because on the long straight after our route I was most of the time in poor mixture and sometimes even lifting just so we don't go side by side. So it was all strategy, but I also knew how good Brandon's pace was today, so well played to him, he deserved it. And unfortunately Danny had a lot of bad luck, so I'm really sorry for him. But again, another 1-2 from esports and cars, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about that one.
Rightly so, rightly so. Before we head over to Danny to get your feelings out, well, we also have Timp in the box with us. We didn't get to see a great deal of you this time, Timp, but how was that one for you?
I'm pretty like up and down on feelings, because I only did like 1 hard practice to this race, so yeah, not that much compared to like all of these guys around me. So I said before the race that top 5 I will be really good with, happy with that, but I don't know, podium was there to take, but yeah, just didn't. That my inactive practice just showed pretty well in there. That just didn't have any pace compared to anyone else. So yeah, well, I don't know. At least I gained Danny on points now, but pretty unlucky fashion. I don't know what to say.
That's the nature of the beast. So come over to Formula. Danny, when we saw that disconnection happen, oh my goodness me, your heart must have sank, because the incredible recovery driving we saw from you. It didn't look like a great start, but my god, you were just cutting through people left, right and centre, and then boom, the disconnection gremlins decide to strike. God, what happened?
Hello guys, I don't know what to say, because I really waited for this track. I practiced a bit more this week than usual, because it is not any secret this, China and maybe the Circuit of America are the top 3 tracks for me, and I really like them. In the quali, I think I could have got a front row, but the worst result would have been a second row, because I really like this track and I'm always quite consistent. In the first lap of my quali I got a bit of traffic, unfortunately, and after I thought I have at least the mini pole, and I was able to start from P11 and choose my tires as the first person. So I wanted to start with softs at first, but after I decided to start with super softs, because I knew that this is my chance to overtake most of the players in the first stint, because I had a very great setup for the race, very stable, what with you can attack the corners. And I really enjoyed the race. I thought about editing my highlights video. I thought about giving a fantastic wallpaper and the highlight, and the title, because it was a very good race, and just 1.5 left to go. I had lost connection again after I joined back, and I got another lost connection, but my AI went to the pit for whatever reason. I don't even care why. I still don't understand, because I stayed on Discord all along. I stayed on TeamSpeak, and my internet showed the lowest ping and the maximum performance. I have it from cable. We had like no downloading sites going background in my computer or anywhere in the house. So I'm just a little bit lost, and I don't know what caused this, and it's an unfortunate. I think I would have deserved the podium this week, but it's not sometimes about deserving. It's sometimes the luck involves in Formula 1. So, technical difficulties, but I'm sure it was an amazing race to watch, and to be honest, I really enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed it more if I got the result afterwards and the reward, but it happens, unfortunately.
Fair play to you. Your teammate brought home the podium. So that's at least a small consolation, if you can call it that, but very gracious of you there. And that is going to wrap up this evening's race. Thank you very much to our drivers, as always, for putting on such an incredible show. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. It's always a great pleasure to commentate for you guys. Thank you, as always, to our sponsors, Hype Energy, Elgato, and all the others that are with us. And we will see you back here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.